service is small and quiet and everywhere. Before, as a young doctor and watching the series in the TV, you thought that serving was a thing of drama and action and split-second judgment calls, something gory, bloody, very movie-like. Then I thought service was larger than ordinary life, and those who served were also larger than life. But I know now that this is only the least part of the nature of service. Service, again, is small, it's quiet, it's everywhere. But far more often, we serve by who we are and what we have at that particular time. And it need not be an enormous task. You can't feed 100 people, then just feed one. We bless life around us far more than we realize. Many simple, ordinary things that we do affect those around us in profound ways. So even simple things. I have many text mates now, mostly mothers of our beneficiaries, who text me trivial things, everyday things. How do you go to this? My son has a headache, has a fever, even if I'm not their attending physician. Okay? But you take time to answer them. Okay? Even if it's a small thing to you, to them it's a big thing. Okay? And the simple task of responding to the text messages of these parents by just letting them talk about their problems, even if you cannot solve them, you just let them talk. And you say sometimes, they ask for, they have all these problems connected, their marital problems, educational problems, household problems, all the relatives, all connected. But if you think about it, it has nothing to do with cancer kids and supporting the chemo of the cancer kids. But all of them are connected. You cannot separate them. Okay? And that is one thing I realized. You have to deal with all these problems. So I'll tell them, I'm sorry you do not have money for the enrollment of your child, but because the money in the foundation is only for the chemotherapy, but I will try and look for ways. We can ask help from people. We can talk to the SWD. So I refer them to other people who may help. So even if you do not directly help them, you find ways of trying to help them. Sometimes, they just need to feel that there is someone they can turn to. And that they're not alone. Because when we offer them, what we're offering them is actually a refuge. Okay. And when we offer them refuge, we actually bless them. When people are blessed, they discover that their lives matter. And that there is something in them worthy of blessing. So this picture card, that's actually an embroidery made by a patient who is 7 years old. Can you imagine? Do you remember our embroidery? That is so amazing for me who cannot embroider. Anyway, this was made by a patient who was very persistent that I get it myself. So I didn't know that she made this. But she was so persistent that I passed by the hospital to get it because she made me a gift. Okay. So when I got the gift, I found it. It must have been like a major production for the kid to make an embroidery project like this. Another card with big letters and everything. It must have been a major production. But for her to do something like this, I juggled my memory. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do with this child for me to have this? Which means that sometimes you think you do very simple, ordinary things. But for the other person, it's very big. Oh, this is Kyle, another patient. He was not responding anymore. Okay. So they brought him home, and but he was with us for chemotherapy for, I think, about a year. Okay. Very sprightly, bubbly child. I visited him at home, and I knew that he loved cars. Okay. So I brought him a matchbox, red car. And I gave it to him as a gift, and he was so very, very happy. But of course, he was too weak to show his appreciation. But when we were leaving, I remember that he told me that his ambition was to be a taxi driver. Okay. So I told him, gusto mong sumama sa car? Sige. And then suddenly, he had this energy. He started walking, and after weeks of not walking, he started walking, and yes, I want to be a taxi driver. Okay. So we rode on the car, put him on the lap, and so we rode slowly, pretending that he was the one who was driving. So we had the window down, and he was waving the time to all the people we passed by. And this took not maybe around 15 minutes. But can you imagine what it did to the child? So that's Kyle. And he died 2 days after that. Okay. We have to differentiate also between service and helping. So unlike helping is, I realized when you help, you have a goal of fixing. Okay. That's not the same with service. There are many ways to serve. Okay. Through friendship, through work, by kindness, by compassion, by generosity or acceptance. Through our financial and medical assistance, our encouragement, or active participation are believed. So I realized service is different from helping. After the first year that we started KKK, one of the 3 first patients died. Okay. So this, after everything I've done to raise funds, after begging, writing all these letters, hundreds of letters I wrote. I wrote a letter to Oprah. No kidding. I wrote a letter to Boy Abunda. And he called me. Okay. So, after all these efforts, he died. Our patient, after 1 year. And I realized, I don't want to do this anymore. I said, it's too exhausting. So, I said, let's stop this. Let's finish all the money, and then that's it. Okay, I did my part. And then the mother of the child called me. And then she began thanking me for everything, and saying that, encouraging me to continue the work and not to stop. I think it was the sign. So we had to continue. And after this, in 10 years that we had, I think about 70 deaths of our patients. Okay? You would think it would jade you, Ito. So, I realized that you really don't have to fix things. You just have to be there. The teachers are everywhere. Everyone you meet, everyone has a secret wisdom. Each of them knows something more than you in some other way. Whether it is farming, or how to travel around by whatever. I might know more about radiology, reading CT scan and X-ray, but they know more about something else than you. And you must always be open to be taught and realize that you don't know everything. It's the same thing when you're in class. You know, they always tell us, stay awake, huwag ka matutulog, okay? Pay attention, makinig ka. The same in life, and with everyone you meet, pay attention, stay awake. Empower other people. The greatest good you can do for another is not just to share your riches, but to reveal to him his own. So that's his version of give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. What we do in the foundation is we have programs that are sustainable, or we think, we hope, sustainable. Like we teach them livelihood activities or ways, you know. So we're teaching them how to do massage, how to do jewelry, how to print t-shirts, cook mga whatever. So it's giving them the education. You don't dole out, you give them the education, and it would be up to them to pursue that. One of the camps, we have sessions separate from the children and separate from the adults. And in one of the camps, we had a session for financial literacy. Okay, so we had someone teach the parents about how to save, how to things like that. And one of the parents raised the question, Doc, why are you teaching this? You know, we don't have money. You are teaching us how to save, but we don't even have money to save. You know, I told them, this may be true today, but it's not true forever. There will come a time that you will have money, and by then you will know how to save. Okay? And they were smiling and laughing and laughing. But the truth is, one of our patients, the mother of a 14-year-old with leukemia, you know, she was a battered wife, single mother, all the package. And then after 1 year with us also, he died. Okay. After that, and during that time, they were really, really very poor. They couldn't even afford a syringe. Okay. And we had to buy it for them. After he died, she went into a buy and sell business of clothes. She was selling clothes to the nurses of her child, of her son, and to the doctors who were willing to buy from her. Okay? And last year, during the Christmas party, she gave a 5,000 peso donation to the foundation. From being the beneficiary to becoming the donor. We learn good medicine in UPPGH. But aside from learning good medicine, I hope you can become the good medicine. You can change the world by helping one person at a time. To make a difference, you do not have to do incredible things. Just being there for the people around you. You can save someone from hopelessness. The truth is, every one of us is put in this world to contribute something and make a difference, but in our own unique way. It need not be anything out of this world. It just needs to be something you do with the intention of just making things better. That's all. Thank you.